Hey there, I'm Olivia Fiera. Welcome to Searching for Savannah's Mom. Today is Tuesday, February the 10th, recording this at nearly 4 p.m. here in Arizona. Today has been a really pretty interesting day in this case. A lot has happened today. So let's get to it. The FBI has released a lot of new information. There is, if you are interested in looking directly, at the site, there is actually a special web page, which is a missing persons page dedicated to Nancy Guthrie. So if you're interested in looking at that directly, you can go to fbi.gov/wanted/kidnap/Nancy Guthrie, and you can see the poster that is dedicated to her. It's missing person, Nancy Guthrie, and it lists the date that she was reported missing or assumed to be abducted, which is January 31st, 2026. Of course, that call went to authorities on February 1. And this has been just newly updated because the FBI has just been able to retrieve off of the electronics that had been tampered with images of the man who entered her home overnight in the early morning hours, approximately 2 a.m. Uh, early on February 1. So we are now able to see these black and white images of a male who has a ski mask on. We can see the eyes. We can see gloves that are being worn, and they're kind of strange gloves, honestly. They're very, very puffy. We can see a zip up kind of a sweater, jacket. You can see the clothing. He's completely covered head to toe with the exception of mouth and eyes, but it is the type of image and video that you would likely be able to recognize that person if, say, this person was your spouse or was a sibling, especially when you look at the movement of the person. So that is the homepage directly from the FBI if you are wanting to look at these images up close or download them for yourself. Also, we want to give you that tip line. Earlier today, the sheriff's office put out on social media a reminder to folks that please do please do continue to, of course, give any information, any tips you might have in this case, but do not inundate the 911 line in Tucson because that does have to be kept open for emergencies. Um, you know, Things are happening in the community and they need to be able to respond to them as normal. So the number to be calling is 1-800-CALL-FBI. That is 1-800-225-5324. But what's really interesting about these new images that are released is the video, especially, because I think that that is going to be the most telling and most likely to lead to somebody being able to identify this guy. You can see him kind of move. You can see him move to mess with the video. He grabs some like shrubs to try to cover up himself while he's trying to tamper with that video and that Nest camera there. But you can also see him walk over to looking at a planter to try to grab that shrubbery there. And so I think people have very unique movements to their body. You can see how somebody leans over. He keeps his legs kind of straight. He leans over, hunches over, kind of rounded back. Doesn't squat down. Doesn't bend at the knees at all. So I think that that's going to be pretty helpful and potentially pretty significant for somebody, especially if this abductor is somebody who is from the Tucson area. So let's hope that that leads to some really useful information. Again, there is a $50,000 reward being offered for information that leads to finding Nancy, and finding, of course, whoever took her. Also today, Savannah put out another video directly to the public. First off, really thanking everybody for the support, for the prayers, for the love, saying that it has really been felt by her and her siblings, and she believes that her mother has been able to feel and been uplifted by those prayers as well. And again, saying that she and her siblings do believe that Nancy is out there and they do believe that she is alive. They know that somebody has taken her, they just don't know where she is. So the Guthries are holding out hope that their mom, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, after 10 days missing, this vulnerable woman, it is so heartbreaking. I cannot even imagine. But they do believe that she can come home to them, and we certainly hope that they are right. So she is asking, and this is new. She's saying, not just those people in the Tucson area, not just those of us who are in Arizona. She's asking for everyone to please be on the lookout, to be noticing and be observant of anything that is weird, anything that, you notice is strange, is suspicious. If you see something, if you feel that something's off, you hear of something that is strange, that aligns with this timeline, she's asking for you to report it to law enforcement. Why not? Right? You would always regret if you were to find out that the abductor was somebody in your building, somebody who you worked with, somebody who you had some kind of encounter with, and you had some kind of feeling and you didn't act on it, right? A phone call is easy to make. And so, no matter what. So, maybe, is there any indication? Do they have some information that maybe Nancy has been transported away from the area? We have no idea about that, of course. We don't know if there is any evidence of that or if they've been given any official indication of that from the FBI, but she is letting people know that she would like for all of the public to be aware that, the search should be broadened out beyond the parameters of Southern Arizona. So that is a plea to all of us here. And she is saying that they're in an hour of desperation, which I thought was, particularly heartbreaking to say, because